chuck that potion up. There we go. And yes, dragon, I'm now so much closer. Take this. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, you don't like it on your belly, do you, boy? Yes. Great enemy felled by the mighty Seymour Clevarge. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today, welcome to the glorious world of Elden Ring. That's right, it's a brand new release game, and either you absolutely love this and think it's the greatest game of all time, or you absolutely hate it with a burning passion. There is no middle ground. So, what are we doing here today in this Souls-like game? Well, we're going to be absolutely breaking it by balancing it out of the window, by gaining runes out of thin air, and even making ourselves immortal thanks to a whole bunch of overlooked gameplay design features. It's going to be perfectly balanced, and I can assure you that this will 100% not be the way in which developers intended anyone to play the game. So without further ado, make sure you sat back, relaxed with a nice warm cup of tea in hand, and if you feel especially fantastic, you can even like the video. Now let's begin. Now today, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be playing as an astrologer because, well, we just have to. And of course, we're going to have to detail our beautiful boy. Right, I've made my beautiful boy. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. It's Seymour Clevarge, ladies and gentlemen. He is a fine specimen. He's not actually human, as you can tell by his eyes. He's pretty much an alien, pretending to be a human, which is why he's gone to play Elden Ring. And my goodness, my boy, it's yeah, he's perfect. Let's go. Oh God, we're gonna start the game. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, so our first exploit that we're gonna pull off is actually really easy. You can do this right at the start of the game. We're gonna skip through all of this lovely lore because you all know it. It's fantasy sadness. There you go. That's literally this entire genre. And here's our perfect boy. Oh, we're just amazing. Oh yeah, we got a little zappy thing we can do. Ooh, look at that. We can zappy and we can pillage some remains. Anyway, it's time for us to open up and go outside. And bam, here we go into the lovely wider world. Isn't this glorious? We're at the Chapel of Anticip. Now, of course, we can't just walk off the edge and die immediately, but no, instead, we're going to go and fight a boss, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, there is a tutorial boss for you to fight. Now, of course, this is Elden Ring, so of course, you'd expect that it's going to be an easy walk in the park. No. It's FromSoft, ladies and gentlemen. They don't know what easy is. Consequently, the first boss fight in the game, you are not exactly expected to win. However, ladies and gentlemen, fear not, because this boss is actually the source of unlimited amazing power, and the secret trick to defeating them without any challenge whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, is being killed by them. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't defeat your enemy, the most logical way to defeat them is to just die to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk into here, trigger the boss fight, and get ourselves murdered. But just as we're getting murdered, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to press Alt F4. So what we're going to do is walk into this fight, get killed by the boss, and then just in the damage frame after us dying, there's going to be a little bit of a quick fade to black. In that section there, we're going to force crash the game by spamming Alt F4, and what's going to happen is going to be very interesting. We're going to come back before actually fighting the boss with a magically slightly different health count, because as we currently can see, we have maximum health. That's wonderful, and oh no, it's the boss. Now, of course, our odds of success here very slim, so we're going to just actually be killed by them. So I'm just going to stand here, and then I'm going to press Alt F4, and there we go, game crash. Now, of course, when you load back into the game, you're going to get this lovely message saying, hang on a second, the previous session didn't close very well. We might have lost some data. We're just going to continue and load straight back in. Now, of course, the boss, it did kill us, okay? It killed us. We died. Very much dead it did. But you'll notice we load straight back in, and we're not actually where we should be. Now, something very interesting has just happened. We've just used the first boss in the game, and of course, used the fact we were defeated by it to gain unlimited power. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, we are now in fact completely and utterly immortal. That's right, we can now no longer take damage. This is due to a very unique gameplay feature, whereby due to there being a temporary cutscene to make that certain fixed death slightly longer, in that cutscene you are temporarily given immortality, but by crashing yourself in that cutscene, it is possible, provided you get the timings right, to make yourself temporarily immortal. Now, I do not expect this to last in the game for more than about another 5 minutes, but hey, here we are, and we're going to abuse swords the hell out of it with Seymour Clevarge, the most attractive man that's ever existed. Oh boy. Now, despite the fact that we do have technically now infinite health, we are going to face a few issues. Issue number one, our damage is going to be pathetic, okay? What's the point of having infinite health if you can't even murder a penguin? So we need to improve our damage, improve ourselves, and eventually gain the ability to murder everyone. So our quest is pretty simple. We have to go and do a whole bunch of fun questy things, but naturally, this is a brand new open world Souls-like game, meaning playing the game in its set pathway is entirely optional, and instead we can use Skyrim laws where if you can see an object, you can probably go to that object, and at that object you'll probably find something that breaks the game. Now we need to get ourselves a horse, as a horse is the true source of power in this game, not a goat, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, goat. Oh my goodness, he's a Beyblade! He's so cool! I love you! Now we need to head off on our next quest, which is over in this direction, where hopefully we are going to locate Woman with Horse. Now of course, if we're wandering around in the countryside, we'll see all of these lovely kinds of people, but these lovely kinds of people ain't so friendly. They are very grumpy and angry, and they will without a doubt try and murder us. Excuse me, please, sir, can you go away? No, sir, please. Oh wait, I forget. I am an immortal, and so consequently, it actually doesn't matter that he hits me, because I can just murder him. Ah, easy peasy lemon squeezy, because in my universe, death is of course completely optional. Now of course, enemies drop runes, and runes are very useful, because runes are going to allow us to actually start messing about and upgrading not only ourselves, but also our weapons. So in order to create magic napalm, there are two items you're going to need. Item number one is an incredibly powerful late game spell. That is the Comet of Azure. Now the Comet of Azure is probably the most powerful magic spell in the game, full stop. However, it is of course limited by one very important and upsetting fact, and that is that in order to use it, you're going to be chugging for an absolutely astronomical quantity of mana, or focus points as this game calls it. Now these focus points are expensive and limited, so consequently we're going to combine it with a very super jazzy item to make them absolutely infinite. Now the game map is absolutely bloody huge, and we're going to be slowly making our way right the way up here in order to start walking over towards the item that we need. But first, it's horsey time. So what we're going to do is rest at this site just beneath the castle, and this is going to grant us with our favorite brand new companion. That's right, it's a horsey. But hey, now that we have our spectral steed, it's time for us to summon the boy. And fantastic, we now have our lovely horse, and he's a lovely boy. He can even double jump, which is magical. In order for us to actually use this bow, we're going to need to level up a lot. We need about 75,000 runes instantaneously, and luckily I've got the spot just for that. Okay, now next up you want to make your way to the third church of Marika or something. Anyway, it's positioned over here on the map. You can literally run to it from 5 seconds from spawning in on a horse, and once you've made it here, fantastic, good job. Hop off your horse, put down a little grace site, and then we're going to discover the joys of teleportation. As if you go behind this church, there's something very special tucked away. That's right, just over here in the corner, you see the little blue lines? Guess what? It's a teleporty beacon, so that we can quickly travel over to a very endgame location that's going to make us very powerful. So you're just going to want to walk up to here, examine, and then press yes, please do teleport me to another stupidly dangerous location. Now there are two exits to this area. Exit number one is of course the main route, that giant bridge over there, but be warned, there be dragons, and so naturally we can't fight dragons, so we're not going to fight dragons. We're instead going to be given free souls by taking the second and superior bridge. So of course make sure to activate this grace site. This is very important. This is going to be our staging grounds. Although first we must travel over to the Table of Lost Grace, because there is a vendor there which we need to purchase an item from. Because in order to use this magical spell, you're going to need 3 memory slots. Now we luckily start out with 2 of these bad boys, but a third is a necessity. So you're just going to run on down this corridor until we get over to the vendor. And here they are, and we're going to talk to them and purchase ourselves the memory stone. Lovely. Well bam, this is going to be mine for 3,000 runes. It's going to be completely worth it. So there we go, 3 memory slots. Now we just need 60 intelligence in order to wield this bad boy. So how far can we get our intelligence up? There we go, we can get it up to 40, which is fantastic. That's absolutely glorious. That costs 78,000 runes though, which is a stupidly large amount. Luckily for us, there are a few unique ways you can gain runes. One of them is simply by making your way over over to this slopey here. Now, this slope is very special because basically a boulder's going to drop on you, and this boulder technically counts as an enemy, and consequently it drops a lot of runes. So in order to use it, you're just going to want to run against this wall, make your way over to this edge, have the boulder summon into you, and then watch it walk off the cliff. Then it dies and you get 1,900 runes. And you can repeat this indefinitely. If you need runes, you could just come to this spot, walk up to the edge, and have a boulder follow you off. It really is as easy as that, and every time you do it, that's 2,000 runes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an urgent appeal. Every 60 seconds in Elden Ring, a boulder is needlessly rolled off a cliff to its death. With your support, we can stop this reckless rune farming. Pledge your support today by liking this video and showing that you don't support the needless massacre of boulders. One day we'll save them from suffering thanks to your support. Now, of course, there's many ways you can actually deal with the giant boulder here. You could, for example, if you're a tanky build, just quite simply tank the entire boulder to your face. If you have a shield, you will very easily survive. Alternatively, if you have a horse, which all of you should do, just run down the hill a bit, run until you get to this point after the boulder spawns in, and then just simply loop back on yourself, and you can dodge it every single time. And well, bam, that's another 1,900 souls. Then all you have to do, run up the hill, run back down the hill, and repeat. It really is as easy as that. Anyway, I'm going to be back in a little while once I've farmed enough souls to level myself up a few times.
6.5 hours later.
And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Seymour Clevarge has changed, even though he might not look like it. He is still, of course, incredibly poor with only 11,000 runes, but that is only because the boy has just spent so many runes leveling himself up to oblivion. That's right, I've just spent the last few hours of my real-world life getting to level 58 in Elden Ring by watching a boulder roll off a cliff. Do I feel like I've improved as a human being? No! But hey, the next level up requires 20,000 runes, and as we've hit, you know, intelligence of 60, we ain't getting those runes. I do not want to go get those runes. That is not worth it. We are never leveling up again at all. It's not worth it. Okay, it's a terrible idea. So instead, it's time for us to go get this stupidly overpowered spell. And in order to do that, we're sadly going to have to do a little bit of traveling. I know, moving across the map. Who could have believed it? I tried to bypass the whole having to fight that boss in there thing by using a very complicated teleport, by using the teleport beacon in the tower down here to actually teleport to, you know, the capital city near the end of the game. Alas, that didn't work out very well. I ended up just getting yeeted off of the map and technically dying. So that means I'm now no longer immortal. I can be killed. That's not a good sign. The death went a little bit like this. That dude does not seem to be open to negotiation, and he's just yeeted me off the map. Don't think I'm getting those souls back. So that's why there are a whole bunch of runes over there in the distance, and I do not think I'm going to be getting them back. Anyway, in order to bypass that whole boss in the castle, just simply walk down the end of the bridge here, and then we're going to make our way up along the side of this lovely cliff. Now, of course, be careful not to walk off the edge of the map, but that would actually probably be rather difficult to do. This is a very easy pathway. There's only a few little, like, cute little wombat creatures along here, so just gently and safely make your way along this lovely little skip. And there we go. We've been making great progress, and we've made it to Lernia of the Lakes. Lovely stuff. So I can actually just get off my horsey here, touch this glorious site of grace, and we've just bypassed that entire section of the game. So now where do we go? Well, this is going to get complicated. We're basically going to be aiming for around about here on the map. We can't even see it, but just know that we're heading in that vague direction. Anyway, it's time for us to go on an absolutely catastrophically long journey, as we've got one hell of an adventure to do.
One eternity later.
Okay, I did it. It took quite a long while and probably a bit longer than I was expecting, but I finally made my way to the location to get the most overpowered spell in the game. It is right up here in the map, and as you can see, it's marked as the Primeval Sorcerer Azure. Yes, I slightly a little bit off my beacon, but this is the location of the best spell in the game. And how do we get it? Well, we quite simply have to walk up to this statue right here and talk to it. Then he will simply just literally lower his hand slightly and give us the Comet of Azure. It really is as easy as that. We don't even have to fight any of those enemies, because you can very easily run past them. In fact, pretty much all of the bosses on the way here, you can just simply walk around. That's one of the downsides of having an open world game, because you can just use the open world to avoid the game. So we have our brand new spell. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty jazzy spell. It's going to use a whole bunch of focus points, but it's going to be completely worth it. So we're going to assign it down, and then we can actually try and give this bad boy a go. fact, I think there's technically even a boss over there. So yes, if I just walk around these basic minions here, there is a boss right there that we're going to test out this brand new ability on. So we're going to just quite simply cast the Super Saiyan Beam of Death and watch as it, well, you know, does decent amounts of damage. That did pretty good quantities of damage, but it's not exactly going to be enough to actually kill a boss, because we quite simply run out of mana whilst casting it, and whilst it does a huge amount of damage, it is used up really quickly. So that means we need to get a little bit more creative with our usage of this spell. So we have a really powerful spell that does a lot of damage, but at a maximum we can only cast it twice, and that's even using our potion. But what if there was a way for us to be able to cast this spell infinitely and just simply never run out of mana? Well, it's entirely possible. As you see, there is one magical thing that exists in this game, the cerulean hidden tear, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic. It's a very little type of crystal tear that eliminates all focus point consumption in mixed psychic spells. Now, naturally, that means you chug one of these bad boys, and for 10 seconds you can cast as much bloody magic as you like, and no one's going to be able to stop you. So we're going to get our hands on one of these bad boys. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have finally found the item I was looking for. That's right, it is none other than the amazing, legendary, and absolutely glorious cerulean hidden tear. Now, this item is very jazzy. You can mix it into a psychic potion, which of course you can consume once and then regenerate at every single bonfire. But what this item does is it eliminates all focus point consumption for around about 10 seconds. This means that the giant comet spell, which drains our focus points incredibly quickly, will now not drain our focus points at all. And then I also decided to pick up this very jazzy item, the Magic Shrouding Cracked Tear. This temporarily boosts magic attacks, so by combining the two of them, we're going to be able to create a potion which is going to turn our magic capabilities into that of a literal god. Now, of course, in order to get the hidden cerulean tear, you have to get to this minor eld tree, which is, way up here. You basically have to climb this mountain here, then dodge the boss on top of the mountain, jumping down here, looping all the way down here, and then you have to yoink it from this tree. The other cracked tear that boosts our psychic attack, well, that is found next to this erd tree here, and is really easy to get because you can just stunlock the boss that has it. So now that we have those two items, let's fast travel over to some kind of big bossy boy and see if we can defeat him, because I'm now feeling relatively confident in my own abilities. So we're going to rest at this campsite, and we're going to mix a wondrous psychic together. The cerulean hidden tear combined with the magic shrouding cracked tear. And there we have it. Now that it's mixed together, we have a lovely little flask down here, which is a combination of all of these items, and is consequently a flask of unlimited power. But of course, in order to truly show off our abilities, it's time for us to make our way up to that bridge, as we're going to go vaporize a dragon. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't upgraded any of the items I'm using. I'm using a terrible staff that hasn't even been upgraded. My character is just 60 intelligence. He doesn't really have any focus points. He's really quite weak. Oh, and also pretty much anything is going to murder us. All it takes is one wrong move, and pretty much any boss in this game has the ability to evaporate me, which is why luckily we just get to dodge everything. Thank goodness for open world design. So there's our lovely dragon on a bridge. He's looking really spooky and powerful, and oh my goodness, very jazzy. You wouldn't want to fight someone like him. However, that's exactly what we're going to do. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to fight a dragon. The legendary Seymour Clevarge, greatest warrior this universe has ever seen. Yes, it is time. Let's go, Seymour. You puncher a hole through that dragon. Yes, my boy. Go, my boy. Keep it up. No, my horse. Oh dear, we are so much of a glass cannon. I guess we need a better magic staff, because evidently this staff is not doing anywhere near enough damage. Probably because it is a starting item, okay? And I also haven't upgraded it at all. So let's go find a better staff before we go and murder a dragon on a bridge. Although I will say, it is kind of amazing that we're able to do that much damage to a dragon in that short period of time. But hey, that's just the power of friendship and beauty, and also we're kind of like a weird alien monster.
A few moments later.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Seymour Clevarge is ready to rumble. What on earth have we got? Well, I decided to get a brand new staff, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is a digger's staff, which I found in a cave system on some kind of weird mined goblin boy. What this thing does is it boosts any stone digger sorcery. Now, the Comet of Azure actually classes as that type of sorcery, so it gets boosted. Then also, I've upgraded this item so that it is +8, because lo and behold, turns out smithing stones real easy to come by, as they're pretty much much all found on random corpses strewn across the map, so this is now a +8 digger's staff. This item is ready to rumble. Now with these items, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. We are ready to take on any foe the game throws at us and pretty much one-hit them. So naturally, I'm making my way all the way up to this huge bird boy who is just, you know, vibing there, and we're going to give him a rude awakening by blasting him in the back of the head with this giant amazing spell. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what you've got, friend. Right, chug my potion and let's begin. Magic-y time away. Yes, okay, you've got less time to react to this one, and oh yes, you're on really low health, my boy. Don't you dare come at me. Don't you dare. Take a little bit more. Yes. Oh, that's bird boy down. Oh, take that, bird boy. Take that. Ah, we get a giant blade as well as a huge halberd, lovely stuff, as well as a bajillion souls. Oh, it's fantastic. We've ascended to godhood. And best of all, that potion, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, we only have one of them, but in order to get another one, all we have to do is go back to a rest site and simply have a nap. So we can just run down the hill from this bad boy. We can make our way to this lovely rest site, rest at it and restock all of our lovely potions, then hop back on our horse and go blow up a dragon. This is the skill of Seymour Clevarge. Hello there, giant bridge dragon, my friend. I don't care that you're probably designed to survive against what I'm about to do, because I'm one magical boy, and so are you. Okay, I need to kill that dragon whilst he's facing the other way. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work out too well for us. Right, there we go. Let's get closer. Chug that potion. Chug that potion up. There we go. And yes, dragon, I'm now so much closer. Take this. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, you don't like it on your belly, do you, boy? Yes. Great enemy felled by the mighty Seymour Clevarge. In the most perfectly balanced and fair way possible, of course. Yes, of course. But I guess these enemies are actually meant to be rather high levels, but I should probably fight something that actually makes logical sense in the storyline, like, you know, the dude who guards the front of the castle. So, I suppose, yeah, I'll try punching him in the face next. Let's see how well our giant laser beam does against that dude. I don't know how much HP he's got. Maybe he's got a lot. I know I haven't got pretty much any HP, so, if anything, this is probably a fair fight. And I'm 99% certain the boss is about to spawn in here just due to the fact that, well, there's a campfire back there, so, yes, I'm about to be attacked. Oh, in a cutscene! I love cutscene boss fights. Oh, this dude looks a bit funky. Oh, very funky. I do believe he wants to murder us, ladies and gentlemen. I am relatively certain that is his plan. So, here's the big boy. He is looking mighty powerful, but luckily for us, he is going to pretty much miss all of these attacks as we dodge roll around. Right, and then if you want to just slowly walk your way over to me, that would be fantastic as, oh dear. Seymour, I do believe, sir, you're a little bit too powerful for the region of the game we are frequenting today. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that's pretty fun. We seem to be round about the power level I was hoping to be. Yep, now we can start the main story, I guess. Yes. Is there a story? I'm pretty sure this game has a story. Get Elden Ring, wear Elden Ring, be pretty cool, something, something, something. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how to perfectly balance Elden Ring and slightly break the game's intended design by becoming an overpowered near immortal god that has a spell that just evaporates matter. From this point on, we could play the game relatively normally, clear out the zones, even do some of the quests, and then by the time we reach the amazing final boss in the game, we would probably be able to just immediately two-hit them. So why not give it a try yourself? Although I strongly recommend you don't do it with your first character, otherwise your experience of this game is going to be completely out of whack. You probably shouldn't exploit it on the first run, but that's not because this game is somehow divinely balanced or anything. Trust me, some builds are way better than others. It's mostly just that the suffering of this game is what makes it fun. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to give it a like, and why not hop on down in the comment section and tell me which game you'd like to see me exploit and break next. And you can even subscribe to see more videos like this and get notified the next time I break another glorious game. We've got some very jazzy exploits coming up in the next few weeks, so why not even turn on the bell button? Anyway, as always, thank you very much to each and every one of our amazing patrons and YouTube channel members whose generous donations fantastically bankroll this channel. And hey, if you're sad there wondering what video to watch next, look no further than this one on screen now, hand-chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day and goodbye for now.